What's up, everybody? Arm day. But we have a special one for you. Today's guest, probably don't know who he is, but you're going to get to know him and what's going on. This is Mark Matthews. Mark Matthews is the owner of Uprising. And you've probably been seeing Uprising and Mid 45 if you follow in the industry, if you're in bodybuilding. You saw it the Arnold. You're seeing big time athletes with Mid 45, Uprising, Hunter Labrada, Nick Walker, Guy Cisternino. He is business partners with Guy Cisternino. People really don't know what Uprising or Mid 45 is, yet they're fucking seeing it everywhere. So we're gonna do a little bit of an education tutorial today and also fill people in on what is Uprising, what is Mid 45, and what is Kratom. So without further ado, Mr. Mark Matthews.
What's going on, guys? So Uprising and Mid 45, we are a Kratom company. Kratom is a coffee leaf, comes from Indonesia. What they found is that it interacts with what's called the mu receptor in your brain. That mu receptor is responsible for any time that there's any neurotransmission in your brain telling your body how to feel. Whether that's pain, fear, anxiety, energy, focus, all of those things. When your brain is telling your body how to feel, it utilizes that receptor. Kratom is wholly unique that it interacts with that receptor doing all of those things simultaneously and depending upon the environment.
I know a lot of people, whenever I mention it to people, they're like, I don't know what the fuck it is, and Kratom sounds scummy, dirty. You see it at smoke shops, and people are like, fuck this shit. Why is it in the fitness industry? All this. So, and it sounds, whenever he was just explaining, it's good for anxiety, it's good for focus, it helps you with sleep, it helps you, whatever you are trying to do in your life at this given moment, it helps in that aspect, and it's like, kind of sounds like you're a fucking snake oil salesman.
Exactly.
Kind of sounds like you're full of shit.
Yeah.
In January, we had just, we removed a business partner from the company. I was doing the hero workouts every single day of the month. So it was the month of mayhem, filming videos. It was fucking mayhem. Work was mayhem, training was mayhem. And guy hit me up just to be nice and was like, hey Seth, how's life going? I'm like, it's fucking crazy. It is mayhem. He's like, dude, I saw you're doing the workouts and all that. He's like, is it beating you up? I'm like, yeah. I was like, dude, it's a lot. Life's a lot. I'm not sleeping well. I'm really anxious and there's a lot going on with the company. And he's like, well, I can help with that. And I'm like, okay. And then I was like, that's nice. And I kind of just brushed it off. I'm like, how's life, guy? Like, tell me something good that's going on. He's like, how's that company you got going on? I knew what the fuck it was. And it was Uprising. And he's like, dude, it's going really well. And he's like, that's what I want to talk to you about. Like, I can help you with this. And I'm like, guy, I'm not taking your drugs or whatever the fuck it is that you're selling. I'm just not into that stuff. And he's like, no, I can, let me explain it to you from the bro situation. Mastermind, bro, that's how it works. And it works here at this company too.
Yeah.
And he's like, let me help you because he's like, just try it. I'm like, I don't want to try it, guy. I don't want to. And he pretty much then persisted to sell me on it. He's like, it's going to help you with your anxiety and sleep at nighttime. I was like, I'll fucking try anything once. Smoking weed is out of the question, makes me way too anxious. I don't do any of the CBD and I don't want to take a sleep aid. I'm just not into it. So I've had restless nights. And then he sent me the gummies and I was like, just eat one gummy. And I was like, all right, fuck it. So I got him and I was like, boy, all right, Hannah. She looked at him and she's like, they look like shit. I'm like, really, really, really excited about it. And I was like, fuck it. So I took it. And then about 20 minutes later, I was like, oh man, I feel it. I was like, I feel like I might like get a really weird feeling in my stomach and I might get too high or I just don't know what's going on. And then I was like, ooh, this feels nice. And then I'm like, I feel really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to sleep now. Just say fuck it. I went to sleep and slept through the entire night and woke up feeling phenomenal and rested. And I'm like, this is the first time I felt like I slept in months. And Hannah even said the same. She's like, how was that gummy? And I was like, I feel really good. And she's like, it's probably placebo, that type. And then I was like, the only way to know is to run an experiment and see how it works. Take it for 3 days and then don't take it for 3 days. Well, I took it for 3 days and then all the days I slept well, woke up rested, and started realizing I'm a side sleeper, and I started waking up with way less shoulder pain. And I'm like, oh no, guy's right. I was like, he's fucking
the
right.
The worst thing to say.
Yeah, so then I was like, okay, cool. I was like, all right, not gonna take it for 3 days, and then I'm gonna take it for 3 days. Not take it for 3 days. And I'm like, son of a bitch, the fucking guy's right. I was like, there is something to this. And then I looked into it and saw a bunch of crazy shit online about it. And I'm like, however, I was like, I am experiencing something very, very beneficial at a time whenever I needed. Kind of weird how he hit me up at a time just to see how I was, and I wasn't doing well, and he was able to help me out. I started realizing that a lot of people take it for AM cardio, for focus at work, productivity, and then also like pre-workout. And I'm like, I don't know if I could take something for pre-workout that I'm literally eating to go to sleep. There's certain dosages and all that. And we have a podcast that's out about everything as well. I suggest you watch it if this is interesting to you. But he uses it to help with cardio. Nick Walker loves it to take pre-cardio, pre-workout for the focus factor of it all. Same with Hunter. And I'm like, these are all people who are very in tune with their bodies, who pay keen attention to everything, and they love it for those. And I'm like taking it for sleep.
But Branch Warren takes it for sleep as well every night as well. So it really is one of those things. Again, as I mentioned, it does all of those things depending upon the environment that you're in. Your brain was telling your body, hey, I need to fucking relax. I need to rest. I need to recover. You take one of our gummies and our gummy goes, don't worry, we got this. We're gonna make sure the body does it. And that's exactly what happens. Now, I'm doing cardio. If I'm doing cardio and I take a gummy, my brain isn't telling my body, oh, it's time to relax. Let's go do that. They're saying, oh, get on those fucking stairs, do those stairs for 45 minutes. And when I take a gummy, it literally tells my body, let's do that. Supposed to do 45 minutes, I do 52 minutes. Why? Because fuck it, why not? That's why.
It sounds like it doesn't sound legitimate until I tried it.
Exactly.
And then Hannah is a very big advocate for them at night as well, because after I started sleeping really well, Hannah has high anxiety and also has trouble sleeping with all the mayhem, and it has helped her incredibly well with her sleep. And it's kind of like, she's a mother of 3 who has a gymnastics facility and is a big time coach and going through the mayhem of the season. And I'm like, how the fuck is it going from helping these people all the way down to a mother of 3? I'm like, this is pretty fucking crazy. And she experimented with it for the day. And she's like, I felt like I was not doing enough. I couldn't focus on one thing. It felt like I just needed to accomplish the world. And I was like, man, that's crazy. And she's like, but I did have a fucking killer cardio session. And I'm like, all right, cool. After I told Guy about this, how you and I got introduced I was like, Guy, I need to know exactly what the fuck is going on. Because this doesn't make sense to me. So that's where you came in and educated me, and you're like, you should try one for a pre-workout to help with focus and see how you feel. I did it once. I trained back. And I was like, no, because I felt like it was like the way people have explained it is like, it's like a focus factor, however, without the blinders. And that's exactly what I felt like, because I was doing close grip cable pulls, and I'm like, I feel like I should be doing close grip cable pulls and pull-ups and one-arm dumbbell rows. I feel like this is not enough. I'm not doing enough. And then hence why we're doing arms, because I'm like, this could be beneficial on a superset day. Whenever I'm literally not stopping moving. Like I take short 30-second rests here and there. So I'm like, this is something where I might be able to add to my arm workouts.
And I always say, when you take kratom before you work out, your body will give out before your brain does. And that's kind of what you experience. You're doing one thing, you're like, no, I want to do everything. I want to do all of the things.
I felt like I should have been doing functional workouts.
Exactly.
I was like, this would have been wild on those crazy high, intense 30 to 45 minute functional days. I feel like I'd have been able to be like, yeah. It was wild, but it was like, I didn't like it for back day. I didn't like it. But I'm like, okay. So I felt the feeling of what I was supposed to feel, but I didn't like it. And then I'm like, but I took the same exact thing for sleep.
And that's what's crazy, and that's what's
freaking me out.
That's where things become almost difficult for me to explain, because it's so easy to explain, but it sounds too good to be true. Someone comes up to me and goes, oh, can I take this before I work out? I go, yes. Oh, I can take this before I go to work? Yes. Oh, I could take this before I go to bed? Yes. Oh, I could take this before I study? Yes. You can literally do all of those things. And again, when someone tells me that and I don't know the product, I go, this guy's full of shit.
Dude, I said that to Guy. I argued with him on the phone about this, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just try it because I'm willing to try anything. Fuck it. And then it turned out, I'm like, oh no.
And the crazy part is we're finding more uses for it as well. Like, Goob, John Dorsey, one of our athletes, one of our great friends. We were on the phone with him yesterday. He goes, dude, I took your soft gels before I did poker and I crushed.
It's like he started talking about it. I was like, you're taking it before you play online poker, you fucking degenerate. And he's like, dude, you got to do it. It's awesome. And I'm like, John? I was like, no, dude. No. Supplements supplement your life.
Yep.
Like food and water will always be king. Always. But with this, it's like I look at it as how can I benefit my life without abusing it or taking advantage of it or anything like that. Just like caffeine, just like pre-workouts, just like anything in the world, how can I supplement my life to make it better with this?
Absolutely.
I don't take these on the weekends for sleep. I don't take them because I'm like, I'm good on Saturday, Sunday. I sleep way better because I'm not anxious about work. I can just relax. I stay up a little later. I enjoy, Hannah and I, we spend more time together. But Monday through Friday, take my gummies. Take one 40 minutes before bed every night.
That's 20 milligrams.
And that's what's crazy because Guy says he takes 125 pre-cardio. I'm like, I'm not taking 125 pre-cardio. I know. And that's one thing that people with the dosages and learning, and that's kind of what we're trying to do because this has genuinely helped me, and Guy's a good friend of mine, and I'm like, how can I help? How can I get this out there? He's like, just tell people about it.
Yeah. So again, kratom is a coffee leaf. If you imagine that coffee somehow began its origins in the United States by being sold at a smoke shop, what is it doing? Someone's going in there, they're drinking their coffee and they feel amazing, right? But because it's at a smoke shop, coffee would immediately be looked at as, oh, that's that smoke shop make you feel good thing.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Starbucks. It's not going to be Dutch Brothers. It's going to be, oh, it's that dirty smoke shop that makes you feel good, right? If Starbucks, instead of starting out with, coffee, they started out with kratom would be coffee, right? It just has to do with the connotation of where it originated.
And I mean, I would say, because I never really got into the CBD thing. I used some of them for like elbow pain or shoulder pain here and there just to try it. And it had the icy hot in there too, but Bob is a huge advocate for CBD. Strongly believes in it. And I'm like, okay, like I get it, but it's just one of those, it's a similar thing. And now that you see it, it's benefiting a ton, especially a lot of the older guys that are dealing with like the pains in sleeping, the knee pains, the elbow pains, the shoulder pains, especially while sleeping. Like that's where I see it crazy beneficial. Same with Branch. You're seeing the names everywhere. Huge presence at the Arnold. Mid 45 doing the whole, starting to sponsor shows within bodybuilding. But the education portion needs to happen.
Absolutely.
Just like anything else, it needs to occur so that people have an understanding of what it is. And what it does.
Exactly. So MIT 45 is a parent company. Uprising is the fitness vertical within MIT 45, okay? We have various different products, whether it's capsules, powders of raw leaf, the kratom leaf, or extract products. Now the extract products is what I personally like the most, and it's what I introduced Seth to when we first started integrating kratom into his daily routine. Kratom extract utilizes the alkaloid inside of a kratom leaf called metragenine. Metragenine is the one that interacts with the receptor most. That's the one that everyone's sort of looking for when they use and utilize a kratom product. The problem with the leaf or the powder or the capsule is that it doesn't regulate exactly how much of that metragenine you're getting, depending upon the grams or the serving that you're getting. So whereas you can take 10 grams and feel great, you could take 10 grams and feel terrible, you could take 10 grams and feel nothing. With extract products like what we have, every single time you take our product, you know exactly what you're getting, you know exactly the effect that you are looking to receive. And if you find the serving that works best for you, you are going to get it 100% of the time, every single time. Don't chase the effect. Don't think, oh, 25 milligrams feels great.
Don't do the meathead shit.
That means
Don't
75 milligrams is gonna feel even better.
No.
No, it doesn't work that way. The same way with if you take too much caffeine or too much pre-workout, you get, your stomach hurts, you get your head hurts, you start vomiting,
just
whatever it is.
Just because one Anadrol is good doesn't mean you should take 3.
Exactly.
Even though I did it one day.
Minimum effective dose.
500 mgs a test and 1,000 mgs a test are very different.
Yep.
But how is this regulated? How is it standardized? Are there what is the fucking gig? Because that's a scary part about this, and why Uprising and MIT 45 and what you guys are doing is so important, because it's making sure that your manufacturer, everything is third-party tested,
Yes.
the manufacturer is GMP certified. Like all those things are very important, and not all companies do that shit.
Yes, absolutely.
So that was a big thing with me, because I'm like, hey dude, I really like this, but if I tell people about it, like I want to make sure that you're following all the right things to do and not being a bunch of fucking assholes.
Yeah, and when you go online, if you're looking up Kratom, if you go on Facebook and you look up Kratom, you're gonna find these individuals that try to sell you powders, kilos of powders for $5, $10. Obviously, those things are not GMP certified, they're not regulated, they're not third-party tested. We can only speak to the Kratom and the Kratom products that we provide to our customers, and we provide it to them with the utmost trust and understanding of that we know what we're giving to our customers every single time. So whenever the product comes from Indonesia or Southeast Asia, when it comes to us, goes into a quarantine. We immediately test it when it gets here, goes to a 14-day quarantine. After that 14-day quarantine, we test it again just to make sure nothing changed. Then we make our product. Once we have our batches, we test it a third time. If we do an extract, then after we extract it, then we again test it one more time. So you are getting test after test after test after test to make sure that if any variables change, that's not something that we are providing to our customers. That's not something that we want to do. So every single time that you take our product with the absolute trust that what you are getting is this. We follow the same guidelines and regulations that any other supplement company would, could, or has to do. We have an in-house GMP certified facility. There's Kratom companies, that is an absolute rarity to have a GMP certified facility. So
Yes.
all of our stuff follows the same good manufacturing practices as any other manufacturer, co-packer that is in any industry of consumables.
Yes. This will be my second time ever taking it pre-workout. So it's like, I'm excited to see how we feel. I'm going to do a pretty intense arm workout. This is unlikely for me to do a pre-workout. So we said, fuck it, let's make a YouTube video. We got the guy in here. So Mark is also ridiculously stupid strong. He's a world-class powerlifter. Your dad was a world-class powerlifter. Your grandfather was a world-class powerlifter.
Third generation.
Literally the guy from Wedding Crashers. Family, a large family breeding. Mark has also been involved in a lot of films. You worked with Chris Bell on, what was it called?
Leaf of Faith. And
Leaf of Faith.
Yeah.
So it's so he has been in this for a long time. We had really great podcasts.
Yeah, it was
yesterday. It was awesome. This isn't something I was expecting to like.
Yeah.
This is not something that I ever expected Hannah to like either.
Yep.
And the fact that it's helping us both, we're like, okay. I mean, she's a way bigger advocate than even me.
Yeah.
And I fucking love it.
So I learned about it 10 years ago, and literally since I learned about it, it's been my relentless pursuit to get everyone I know to learn about it. And it's the same thing that you experienced fucking 10 weeks, 10 days ago when you first tried it. You tried it and went, oh my God, how can I tell more people about this? People have to know about this. It's been bodybuilding's best kept secret for a decade. It's been, people's best kept secret, but it's been in an industry where a soccer mom might not have seen it. They don't know that the answer is out there. So if you imagine 0.0003% of the population know what Kratom is. If you and I can move that decimal sometime in our lifetime, we've just created a lasting legacy of people being able to alleviate so many issues in their life.
To assist in them, because like you were saying, like a lot of people, people take high doses of this for pain.
Yes, they do.
For pain management. And it's like, dude, there's old ladies that rub CBD on their knees that 10, 15 years ago, they were like, I'm not taking that weed stuff. And it's similar in that regard, where it's like you might be able to help with anxiety medication. It might be able to help you with focus to get off of prescription drugs and things like that. So it might not work for everybody. I'm not saying it's fucking wonder drug. I am just absolutely fascinated with how it's helped me personally. And Guy has been a good friend of mine for decades. I mean, it's the same thing with Branch. He did the same thing. Branch, what the fuck? Branch doesn't even like certain things. And I'm like, dude, you're a fucking meathead. How can you, what do you mean? And he's an advocate for this because a lot of the pain management that he's had and sleep, a little bit of a kept secret within bodybuilding, but now it's like, fuck it, this has helped a lot of people. So I'm not saying it's gonna be wonder drug for you, okay? But I'm saying if any of the things that we had mentioned in this video piqued your interest, give it a try.
The crazy part about taking it for cardio is you take it for cardio and you're like, oh my God, cardio is so easy. Why is cardio so easy? And someone like yourself, someone like myself, someone in this industry, it doesn't matter if they are off season, on season, 3 weeks out from prep, they put a step on that Stairmaster, they go, I am going to dread every fucking step. this entire time.
See, here's the thing with me right now, though. That's like, my training has been so awesome.
Yeah.
And my cardio sessions have been really good. So it's not like I don't need the edge.
Right.
I don't need that in that aspect of my life. That's why I'm like, we're going to see what happens with training right now. But it's like, because I love my training right now. I love my cardio. Yeah. But then I'm like, man, if I'm in my shit, like if I'm dragging ass, I'm not a big nootropic guy. I only like a little bit of nootropics. And I'm like, this is that edge that I would feel like would help me do cardio in the morning. If I'm dragging ass, if I'm in a prep, if I know I need to do a big time workout, like I could see this being the thing that I would add to my pre-workout.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, we have people that were up on stage 3 weeks out from the Arnold, supposed to do 45 minutes on the stairs. I get a text going, hey, I did 52 minutes on the stairs. I went, why? He goes, I was watching a TV show and it was really fucking good and I lost track of time. That is not something that happens when someone is in prep. They are 44 minutes, close enough. I don't want to do the final minute.
It's unlikely to happen.
It's unlikely to happen.
All right, warmed up. Starting with preachers. I love starting with preachers. Love this machine. We'll probably go pretty heavy for me, bodybuilder stuff, not powerlifter stuff. But we'll probably go 3 plates and then we'll do V-bar press downs and then we'll go from there. With the preacher curls, so we started doing these. Ty and I were doing them, we did arms together. I like starting with preachers. I'm not using this as a concentration exercise. I'm not trying to get like, ooh, yeah. No, I'm not trying to squeeze every rep. I want to push a ton of blood with this exercise. So it's almost like rather than doing a full range of motion and squeezing, no, we're big, we're strong, we're full, we got all the fucking juices flowing, all your food, all your fluids. I want to round the bicep off. It'll end up being like anywhere from 3/4 to 7/8 of a rep. So that way we're just moving blood. Nice, like a piston. Same speed up, same speed down. Moving, and we're pumping blood. So we're strong. First exercise, that's the concept here. It's not like a concentration of like, let me get everything, let me get the peak, no. Fill it up, round it off. Feel pretty fucking good.
I feel so alone, gonna end up a big old pile of
memories. I could see now, like if you had a lot to do during the morning, I could definitely see, like I am enjoying this way more than what I did back. Way more.
Nice. More movement, more flow, more energy. You get to actually utilize your body, yourself, your mind, everything. Yeah. You feel like you could take on the fucking world.
I feel I could see how somebody's like, maybe I should do another one. No, I like it. I'm, like I said, it's almost, I don't know, a little sharper, really focused. I feel really good. I got a really great pump right now. I'm eating, everything right now with training is hitting, all my nutrition. Like I feel the fucking squeeze. The connection I have right now is pretty wild. I like it a lot.
And that's what's cool about it. We'll talk to people and they're like, oh, I took your gummy without a pre-workout and my pumps were insane. It's like, well, that's great. We're not a vasodilator. We don't do that.
See, but that's the thing where people are like the placebo effect of all this. And that's exactly why I was like 3 days on, 3 days off. 3 days on with sleep thing, see if it works. Like I could, and then 3 days off, I'm like, oh. Which brings me to another question. While we're doing this, you can explain it. Like the habit forming side of this.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, hey, I like it for sleep during the week, but if I'm like, I was like 3 days on, 3 days off, see how I feel, and I'm like in my head, I'm like, hey, this would be really good for my functional day, my long cardio days. This might be really good on like a fucking nuts chest day. Yeah. However, it's like, then all of a sudden it's like, you start falling into, that habit forming side of it. So like, is it addictive in the habit forming side of this? Because everybody's like, weed's not addictive because you can't become chemically dependent upon it. But it's like, it's habit forming. If you like smoking weed at night, you're gonna smoke weed at night. Like Bob smokes weed at nighttime. That's what he does. Like that's part of his routine. Yeah. Bob's not a piece of shit. Bob's not anything. He's an incredible person that runs successful businesses. Yeah. But it's like the negative connotation with those things. So maybe explain that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, I'll use pain as the best example of it. Let's just say you have aches and pains and you utilize Kratom and it helps mitigate those aches and pains. You do that for 90 days straight, and that pain that's usually there, it's not there as much. On that 91st day, if you stop taking Kratom and that pain starts to seep back in, what's your body and your brain gonna do? Oh shit, that pain's coming back. I don't like that. Where's that thing that makes the pain go away? Where's that thing that helps with those things? Oh, I want that, I need that. That's not a physical dependence, and that's not an addiction, that's a habit form. And that's your body recognizing, oh, that thing that helps with that thing, I want that thing. It's not the same thing. This isn't the same thing as people are saying, oh, it's chemically addictive, it does this, it does this. It goes, no, guess what? It feels really fucking good, and use a little bit of personal accountability.
The other aspect of it is everything that we're doing, pre-workouts. Yeah. Like I always, that's why I like non-stim pre-workouts, because if I take caffeine every single time I pre-workout, I'm like, you need it. Yeah. Yeah. Because everybody, like, I'm a big coffee guy. You know what happens at 2 p.m.? Just work.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Get a little bit of a headache. I'm like, I am addicted to caffeine. 100%. But it's like, it's those things, but this is habit forming. It is not, you don't become chemically dependent on it.
Correct.
Like,
so again, it doesn't interact with the receptors, the kappa receptor inside of your brain that causes the physical dependence that other things that are opioids or other things that people might take that cause that type of physical dependence and addiction. It doesn't do any of those things. It would be like you saying, I'm gonna eat a burger, what's this gonna do to my lungs? The two things just simply don't interact with one another. And if they don't interact with one another, then you just use personal accountability and you understand the difference between a physical, actual dependence and a general habit forming.
I like burgers though.
Burgers are amazing.
Burgers make me big. I just started eating them again.
Yeah, I'll put it this way. If you have a 300 milligram energy drink every day and a serving of Kratom every day, you do both of those things for 90 days straight. On that 91st day, if you stop both of those, one of those you're going to have withdrawals from, one of those you're going to have crazy headaches from.
Not Just Works though. People love Just Works.
That's why I said 300 milligrams.
Yeah. We have 200 milligrams.
Yeah, you're much better. Yeah, no, with those you'll be fine. Absolutely. Those aren't habit forming at all. By the way, can I go grab a Just Works?
Every time we lie awake, after every hit we take, every feeling that I get, but I haven't missed you yet. Every roommate kept awake by every sigh and scream we make. All the feelings that
Yep.
Come on.
Yep. Yep. Two more. Yep.
Smooth. I could legitimately see being big time CrossFitter and fucking loving it. Like, I feel like I could do a driveway workout and fucking hammer it. I don't feel like my heart rate is any more elevated.
Nope.
Has there been any studies about like,
Yeah.
because Alvin takes these before he sleeps and he tracks everything.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, my resting heart rate goes down at nighttime.
Yep.
His recovery's been better whenever he takes these for
HRV.
sleep. His HRV is up, all these, and it's like, I don't track any of it, but I mean, I didn't know if there was studies done on heart rates or, because I don't feel any different.
Yeah.
Because whenever I was doing functional workouts, heart rate is everything.
Of course.
Yeah, cardio, heart rate, where your respirations per minute, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, the studies right now, they haven't done specific studies on heart rate that I've seen. They're anecdotal. They're
Yeah.
yourself. It's exactly what you are talking about is a microcosm of the environment of the creative industry, which is someone like yourself goes, hey, I feel great. I don't track anything, but I feel great. This is great. This is great. This is great. And then you give it to someone like Alvin and they go, oh, there's now a reason that I can now attribute to all of those things that you just said I feel. Now there's data that shows it. That's essentially what
Bro
has been.
science versus real science.
Yeah, exactly.
Seth, feel better.
I feel better. I'm good.
Alvin's like, actually, everything is tracking and trending in a good direction. I'm like, but it's I don't know. That's also, it's all part of just living and learning. And
Of course.
but no, I was curious because I could,
It has stimulant-like effects, but it's not a stimulant.
I
That's the
could
crazy
see,
part.
like I said, I could see me fucking killing a driveway workout.
Oh, yeah. Good. Good. Come on. There you go.
I don't think it's possible to be in prep and not do these curls. One more run at it. I want to do one more run at it. Not only like, I love this shit. I really want to. It's that one missing piece in my head that I don't want to get older and say woulda, coulda, shoulda. I'm still finding out. I mean, I'm only, this is like, I'm 5.5 weeks into just training hard and eating regularly. But I want to do it. I want to see what I'm capable of, and I also want my kids to see it. Like, I watch them compete and do their thing, and I'd love nothing more than them to get a piece of where a little bit of their competitive edge may have came from.
That's what I was gonna say.
And in my world, like they don't. We're so busy with gymnastics and Adeline with school and doing her thing. They haven't been to shows. Adeline's been to some of them, but Emmy hasn't been to a bodybuilding show. So the Pittsburgh and Nationals and all the things we're sponsoring this year, I'm like, I want him to see it, and I want him to see where all this comes from and where is it deep rooted in.
I think that's not only a brilliant thing to do, but a brilliant thing as a parent to do, is allow them to understand the context and the roots. You know, and for you, they see you for the next 5-10 years in the stands cheering them on. It's great that you're a spectator dad, but just for 1 or 2 times for that to be reversed and them to see you performing, then they have that, oh, he gets it type thing.
Yeah.
And that he gets it is very fucking important.
And I think, and then also like, because I always tell them like, win or lose, because Emmy is very gifted at gymnastics, and Adeline was too. She's a level 9 regional gymnast. Like, win or lose, you still have work to do. It doesn't really ever end. It's all about the journey. It's about your journey at achieving just life in general. It's not even like if you lose, it's not a bad thing. It's an opportunity to learn. Is it going to hurt? Yeah, and you got to feel it. Don't drown those out with drugs or alcohol or ill thoughts. It's just part of the process. Breathe it, feel it, and then move on. Like Emmy lost her first big meet for the first time ever. Emmy's won every single meet she's ever entered. Wild. And she's level 7 and started at level 3. So it's years of it. And she had her first bad meet, and Hannah and I were like, let's just see what happens. Because I tell her, like, she'll go slaughter a meet, take first place. She's the youngest level 7 in the entire group every single fucking time and beats everybody. And it's like, man, she fucking fucked this meet up. We're like, let's just see how she recovers. Next meet, and we're like, it's a really big meet. And I'm like, is it gonna get her? Is it gonna bite her in the ass? Is it gonna take longer to come back? And Hannah was like, dude, she was fucking uber focused, in her shit, and just slaughtered the entire field. And I'm like, whoa. It's cool that I don't think she knows what she's doing. She's 10. I think she just wanted to, she didn't want to disappoint anybody, I don't think. Because you can't, what are you going to tell a 10-year-old? Like, I always tell my kids, work hard. You don't really know what work hard means.
You don't know what either of those words mean.
It's almost like I should be just saying, that's what Hannah and I were discussing. It's like Emmy likes to go have fun. It's fun to her. Gymnastics, homeschool, 8 hours a day of gymnastics in school is fun. I'm like, oh, go have fun. Yeah. Your fun is working at this.
And what are you doing right now?
Having fun.
Exactly.
Isn't that's fucking wild?
Crazy. And you and I have said this every time that we've been together. What you do is who you are, right? And it's all well and good for you to tell your daughters and SJ when he grows up how to handle victory and defeat. It's another for them in their formidable years as they're growing up to see you and how you handle both the glory and the respect and the responsibility that comes with victory and the responsibility and respect that comes with defeat, both internally and externally. They're gonna see how you internalize it, and they're gonna see how you treat the other people who either lost to you or beat you out. Are you gonna shake their hand? You're gonna walk away? How are you gonna handle that?
Very important. And I think, and you see young people fuck that up a lot. I am a prime example of blaming a lot of people whenever I lost in bodybuilding, and then I'm like, you stupid motherfucker. You didn't get it. You didn't get it. You didn't get that it's okay. And that you grow so much more in that process. But everybody's got to learn for themselves, and all you can do as a parent as your kids get older, you stop raising them, and now you're just guiding them. A 16-year-old going 17 years old, and it's like, man, I'm like kind of done raising her. It's almost like now I'm just guiding her. I'm just making sure, because she's a free thinker now. She's thinking on her own. All these things are happening, and it's like, all right, let's just see what happens.
Yeah, right.
But no, you pleased everybody here, being like, so I think you should come back. Thank you for joining us on this glorious arm day. I feel really good. This has been a blast, dude. Past 2 days have been a lot of fun, but this will never not amaze me, because the same thing that I took a couple nights ago, I didn't take it last night because I was like, I don't want to take it at night and then take it this morning. I just want to get a full effect. The same thing I take at night, I took today, and I got an incredible workout and was like uber focused.
It literally epitomizes the phrase, it's night and day, right? The feeling that you had last night or 2 nights ago versus now, it's a night and day feeling, completely different effect, same exact product.
That's the thing that's kind of like really trippy about this is that it's the same product and I'm getting the effect that I wanted to achieve now, like the uber focus, the feel, crazy great connection with it all. But then I take it and I usually do paperwork before I go to bed, and I remember I can just sit there and like focus on my paperwork, and then after I'm done, I'm like, oh, I'm ready for bed now. And then I close my notebook and my computer, and then I go to sleep, and I have great sleep. Wildest thing in the world to me. And not everybody has the same effect. No. And that's something that with Bob, what we talked on the podcast. Like Bob took it at night, and he was like, I wasn't in a good frame of mind, and he's like, because Bob is a fucking man, is he a thinker? And he's like, I just didn't like it. And he's going to trial it for some of his training on his bike and his long runs to see if it can aid in those things, especially his swims. So, yeah.
Yeah, that trippiness. I mean, we don't have two brains in our body. We don't have an energy brain and we don't have a relaxation brain. It's the same brain, right? It's just one brain. And that one brain is the thing that tells our body to do each of those things. So it would logically, if you eliminate the skepticism and snake oil salesman side of it, if it works off the brain, the same thing that helps do both of those things, it can help do both of those things because it's utilizing the same thing that tells your body. It's, again, the only way for someone to understand it is to experience it.
So I guess there's a question, but we're filming this video and talking all about this. There's no Uprising website right now. You guys are rebranding everything that you do, reformulating products, doing all those things, and how it's all going to be dosed, and there's going to be a ton of educational videos coming out with the anecdotal stuff that we just discussed with me, Nick, Hunter, people of the industry, and how it's helped people in the fitness space. And then, so be excited, I guess.
Yeah, do you ever watch South Park?
Yeah.
Remember the episode where Cartman bought an amusement park and he's like, this is the most amazing amusement park and you can't come. That's kind of what it is that we're doing right now. But the good news is our parent company, MIT45, does have an array of products.
Yeah.
You can go on MIT45.com and you can get any of their products. Their product utilizes the same extracts and ingredients that Uprising does as well. We are one and the same. We do work synergistically together. I am Uprising.com. If you go to it right now, there's a call to action. Put your information in there. You can win up to $100 in free product and all that fun stuff. But if you want to try it now, MIT45.com would be the place for you to get it.
But these were the other gummies that MIT45 sent me. And they're not dosed the same, and they have a little caffeine in there for help with the uptake, and probably like people like, it's called Boost, so imagine that there's a little caffeine to kick your ass in gear. But I think you said that these are 6 mgs of metragenine, and those are 20 mgs, so I would need like 3 of these to be close to equaling that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to try them out again with cardio and all that, because I don't know. And there's a ton of different things. There's gels, there's the drinks.
Yep.
They're all dosed a little bit differently, so pay attention to that if you're interested in this. But nothing on Uprising yet, but whenever it is, we'll probably be talking about it and going through it, because I'm excited for you guys. This is great. I know Guy, he has his big gym open this weekend, so I might be able to swing out. Hannah has a massive gymnastics meet, and I'm responsible for the children, but they might come with me. We might introduce them to see, that's the cool thing too. I'm like, my kids think I'm huge. Yeah. Wait till you see like Nick. Wait till you see fucking monsters. Like you see Samson, you're like, what the fuck is that thing? Yep. It's cool. But my man. Good shit.
Yes,
thank you. Everybody check everything out. IamUprising.com, MIT45.com. Yep. We'll put it all in the bios and you can see everything, but fucking A, and make sure you let her know you love her.